continue, and we'll start recording for this session overall. Perfect.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Chiara from International Office, and I'm so happy to have Timothy here. Okay, it's so nice to have you here. And yes, basically we're going to have 10 minutes at the end of the presentation, okay, in order to be able to answer to all your questions. And Timothy, okay, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chiara. Hello, everyone. My name is Timothy, and I am a student recruitment specialist with UCLA Summer Sessions. I just want to take the time to thank you all for taking some time this evening to come and learn more about UCLA and in particular our summer programs. Each year, we're very fortunate to be able to host Católica students at our university. You all bring an incredible amount of energy and diverse perspectives, and we're always happy to host you. This presentation today is going to go over more regarding UCLA, our campus culture, and then I'm going to introduce more regarding our academic courses. Now, at any time during this presentation, if you have a question, feel free to use that chat function. If you look at your screen, that icon on the very bottom that says chat, you would just click on that and then you'll be able to type out your question. As Chiara mentioned, at the end of this presentation, I'll have time to go over those questions and answer them for you. All right, let's get started. So just to start off, I think it's always helpful to learn a little bit more regarding the UC system and just UCLA in general. So UCLA, or the University of California, Los Angeles, is part of the larger UC, or University of California system. We're actually one of the largest public university systems in the US, of which UCLA is the largest UC campus by total student population. So we have a little bit over 45,000 students on our campus. So the way that I describe it is, in many ways, we are a small town on a university campus. Now, when you're looking at a summer program, or even if you're looking towards a master's program later, I find it very helpful to take some time to look at rankings. Rankings allow us to compare and contrast universities that we're interested in, and they also just allow us to get a better sense of the academic strength of a particular institution. I'm happy to state that UCLA is a very well-ranked university. We're ranked #1 public university in the entire United States, #9 in World Reputation ranking, and this past fall 2020, we were the university that received the most undergraduate applicants than any other university in the US. We received over 100,000 applicants. I believe that these rankings really highlight the fact that UCLA is a premier research institution where students and faculty feel comfortable and supported in their academic and professional endeavors. Now, rankings are helpful initially, but I would actually argue that the most important thing to keep in mind as you're looking into a study abroad program is to take some time to better understand the campus culture of each university. Now, I would define campus culture as the way in which students and faculty interact with one another, both inside and outside of the classroom. Now, to keep in mind, universities that geographically might be very close to one another, so for example, UCLA and USC, or universities within the same system, so UCLA and UC Berkeley, despite this initial similarity, they might share very different campus culture. As a result, it's always helpful to take some time to better understand each university's unique campus culture. When I look at UCLA's campus, the word that I would define our campus culture is diverse. Now, when I'm using this word diverse, I'm referring to two key concepts here. A diversity in identities. We have students from over 100 countries, all 50 US states, but also a diversity in academic and professional interests and pursuits. Amongst our students and faculty, we have 14 Nobel laureates, 3 Pulitzer Prize winners, and 261 Olympic medalists. I really believe that this creates a campus culture where students and faculty feel comfortable expressing themselves, celebrating their unique identities, and at the same time, feeling comfortable and supported in their various academic and professional endeavors. Now, just to talk a little bit more about summer 2022, we've all gone through a very difficult year and a half in the pandemic. And as things are starting to slowly open up, I'm very excited to announce that UCLA is preparing for in-person instruction for summer 2022. We look forward to hosting you all in person at UCLA this summer. Now, to speak a little bit more about our in-person instruction, I do want to briefly go over a little bit more regarding COVID-19 protocols. The number one thing that I'd like to convey to all of you is that UCLA is committed to the health and safety of all students. As a result, we're following strict public health protocols set forth by the LA County Department of Public Health. To give you some background, Los Angeles, we did suffer initially in the start of the pandemic, but I'm happy to announce that Los Angeles leads the nation in terms of the strictest COVID-19 protocols in the United States. California is also leading the nation in terms of vaccination rates. As a result, the rate of transmission in Los Angeles and California is very low. And we have also set forth certain protocols defined by the LA County Department of Public Health. Some key things to note: there are vaccination requirements for all students and staff. Inside any environment at UCLA, unless you're eating or drinking, you are required to wear a face mask. There's going to be social distancing in place, and there's a variety of other measures such as free COVID-19 tests that are available for all students on our campus. We would just like to convey that your health and safety is of the utmost importance to us. As we've all felt throughout this pandemic, the situation is in flux and it may change in the upcoming months. As a result, if you're interested, please direct yourself to covid19.ucla.edu for an up-to-date list of all information related to COVID-19 protocols here on the UCLA campus. Now, skipping over, let's talk about some fun things. Let's talk a little bit more about UCLA summer sessions. So we offer academic courses in summer institutes here at UCLA over the summer for both visiting students and for UCLA students. We have over 100 years of history serving both UCLA and visiting students. And in that time, we've really been able to hone and perfect that high quality of standard that you expect from UCLA. Some key things to note: our programs this year are going to run from June 21st all the way through September 9th, 2022. And I like to kind of highlight three key benefits about our programs for UCSC students. The first of which is tied to our official affiliation with UCLA. We are the only official summer program with UCLA. As a result, we're able to offer students UCLA credit and an official UCLA transcript. The UCLA credit that you earn over the summer with UCLA summer sessions can be transferred to any UC campus at most four-year universities and colleges in the US and abroad. The other point I'd like to highlight is just regarding the student makeup each summer. Roughly about 80% of all UCLA students participate in summer sessions before they graduate. What that means is, as a visiting international student, there are ample opportunities to connect with, learn from UCLA students, and just build a professional and a personal network here in Los Angeles. It's always a pleasure each summer to talk to students that are coming to visit our campus and see how they walk away, not only better understanding their academic or professional interests, but walk away with those friendships and connections that really help define their study abroad experience. And lastly, my last point just touches on a key point regarding our academic courses and our timeframes. We offer over 100 different subjects in programs that span from 1 to 10 weeks in total. So regardless of your interests, regardless of the time frame that you're available over the summer, it's very likely that you'll be able to find a course that fits your interests and your time frame here at UCLA over the summer. Now, another point I'd like to highlight is just regarding housing and campus life. So as visiting international students, you're able to request to live on the UCLA campus over the summer. This is a personal highlight for many international students that visit our campus. A little bit about the UCLA campus. While we are the largest UC campus by total student population, we're actually one of the smallest UC campus in terms of size. As a result, from the dormitories on campus where you're stay to your classrooms, it's no more than a 10 to 20-minute walk, which is always excellent, especially considering the beautiful weather that we have here in Los Angeles. In the dormitories, you'll be living with other UCLA students and other visiting college students, which is going to give you ample opportunities to learn from them and get a better experience on our campus. As a visiting student, you'll also have access to all of the resources available on our campus. So the gym, health services, and a ton of other facilities that are going to create an immersive experience for you on the UCLA campus. Lastly, I like to talk a little bit about food, a little bit about myself. I love eating. I love exploring new places to eat in Los Angeles. And something I'd like to highlight for all students is that in 2020, UCLA was ranked the #1 university in the nation in terms of the quality of our food. I like to highlight that ranking because it highlights the fact that not only are we able to provide you excellent quality academics, we have delicious food on our campus as well. So moving over, this is just a general overview of the programs that we have available for visiting college students. Essentially, we offer 4 types of programs that can be divided into 1 out of 2 categories: individual courses or summer institutes. Individual courses are adaptations of 10-week-long courses that we have at UCLA during the academic year. These have been condensed to just 6 weeks over the summer, and this is an excellent opportunity for students that want that traditional UCLA experience. This is the most popular option for UCSC students, and I'm going to spend my time today talking more regarding our academic courses. Our summer institutes, on the other hand, are shorter in length, and they offer an immersive learning experience. If you have questions about any other programs, please feel free to contact me or the UCSC International Office, and they'll be happy to answer those questions for you. So in this slide, I want to just go over a little bit more about academic courses. For UCSC students, this is the most popular option, and this is also the most popular option amongst UCLA undergraduate students. This is when we take that 10-week-long course at UCLA and we condense it to 6, 8, 9, or 10 weeks over the summer. 95% of our academic courses will be 6 weeks long, with a select few STEM, science, technology, engineering, or mathematics courses being anywhere between 8 or 10 weeks long in total. Now, some key things to keep in mind about our academic courses: you really get to choose from the wide range of courses offered on the UCLA campus. For session A, which is the first portion of summer, we offer over 400 academic courses. For session C, which is the second half of summer, we offer over 300 courses. So whether you have an interest in something as broad as biology, or perhaps you have a very targeted interest in, say, East African art history, it's very likely that you'll be able to find a course offered at UCLA over the summer. Now, some key things to keep in mind: as a visiting student, you're able to customize your schedule. If you have an interest in taking 2 biology courses, you're able to do so. If you want to take a biology and an art history course, you're also able to do so. You have the ability to customize your schedule. Moreover, all of our academic courses offer UCLA credit and an official UCLA transcript. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about popular course options in majors that are very popular with UCSC students. But before I talk about that, I do want to highlight a very important resource for you. The UCLA schedule of classes on the bottom of this slide is the resource to view all of the courses offered each quarter at UCLA. If you log onto this right now, you'll be able to find all of the summer 2021 courses that we offered. That's going to give you a good idea of what courses may be offered for summer 2022. Starting on January 10th, 2022, we will have a confirmed list of summer 2022 courses as well. Now, in my next slide, I just want to go over some popular courses amongst UCSC students. The first of which is management academic courses. Management here on the UCLA campus and in most US universities encompasses what would be considered management or business courses in Europe. This is a great option if you're looking to get into the world of business. And what I wanted to do in this slide is just highlight some very popular courses that I've seen students take before. This is by no means all of the management courses that we offer at UCLA, but these are just some that I find really highlight the diversity of our courses. You'll see here that we go beyond those traditional courses and we offer things such as entrepreneurship and venture initiation, social entrepreneurship, business law. One of the things that I love about UCLA is because our faculty are leaders in their respective fields, you're really going to have access to not only developing professional networks with your professors, but learning about topics that are advanced in each respective field that you're interested in. Now, to the right of this slide, I have taken a screenshot of how, when you look at the UCLA schedule of classes, a particular course may look like. What I want to do is just really highlight the fact that the most important thing to keep in mind as you're researching courses is to look at that first row of status, waitlist, and days. That's just going to offer you basic information regarding how large this course is and when it's offered on the UCLA campus. As you'll see here, this is a class that's 40 people large, of which 26 signed up. So a little bit over half of them signed up. The next key thing to keep in mind as you're researching is to look down on enrollment information and the course description. Now, keep in mind, if you see anything under restriction, so over here, you'll see that it's for juniors or seniors, so third or fourth year students. Restrictions do not apply to visiting students. As a result, what I recommend is just take a look to see if there's any restrictions, but keep in mind that those do not apply to visiting students applying to UCLA over the summer. Do keep in mind, though, that any restrictions are there to help kind of frame the class. As a result, this particular course requires you to have the maturity and the time management skills of a third or fourth year university student here at UCLA. Now, moving over, another very popular program amongst UCSC students is economics. Economics in the US encompasses a wide field that covers economics and finance abroad. Now, as you can see here, here are some of the most popular courses that we have over the summer. As I mentioned again, these are not all of the courses, but these are some of the ones that I find most interesting. Something I'd like to highlight, Introduction to Game Theory. If you're interested in video games, Los Angeles is the epicenter of the gaming industry in the US and arguably the world. As a result, you're able to enroll in courses to learn more about the finance of game theory. We also have courses related on money and banking, environmental economics, and the history of capitalism. As I mentioned, you're really tapping into the wide breadth of diversity amongst our UCLA professors. Now, if you look to the left of the screen here, once again, this is a screenshot of a particular course on the UCLA schedule of classes. As I mentioned, that first row, status and waitlist, just tells you a little bit more. This is a class with 100 students. It tells you the time of the class, but I want to bring your attention down to the bottom of the screen where it says course requisites. You'll actually see that they list a particular course, Economics 102, and the minimum grade for that course is a D-. Once again, as a visiting international student, you do not have to prove to us that you have taken this course before, but I always encourage students to take some time, if you see a particular course listed, to click on that course and review what type of materials are covered in that prerequisite course. It's going to be helpful for you to better understand the topics that I've covered for you to be successful in this particular course for economics. If you have a question about any course requisites, please feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And lastly, communications is a very popular program amongst UCSC students here at UCLA over the summer. Once again, I've listed some popular courses. I think that you really get a good representation of where UCLA is located and our proximity with Hollywood when you see that we have courses such as social networking, celebrity fame and social media, and things such as gender and communication. We really are committed to allowing our students to go beyond the traditional topics covered in a classroom and really engage with the larger community of Los Angeles and Hollywood here at UCLA. Now, I do want to bring your attention once again to the screenshot that I've taken. When you see here, I do want to highlight the fact that this particular course, Communications 148, is a course of 999 students. Now, keep in mind that for summer 2021, we were running all of our courses online. As a result, we had larger capacity, but this is a good thing to keep in mind. If you're someone that prefers smaller classroom sizes, definitely take some time to look up the courses that you're interested in and just get a better sense of the status of that course. Most courses at UCLA are anywhere between 30 to about 50 students, but we do have a handful of introductory level courses that can be as large as 300 to 400 students in total. So that's always a helpful thing to look into on the schedule of classes. And lastly, just to finish off, I want to go over a little bit more about English proficiency. So as visiting international students, you do have to prove your English proficiency, and you have two options to do so. The first of which is all of the tests that I've listed on this slide: the TOEFL, the IELTS, the CAE, CPE, TOEIC, or Duolingo. If you're able to prove to us that you have these minimum scores, so these scores or higher, you will be able to satisfy our English proficiency requirement. But if you don't have these scores, do not worry. You have a very convenient option available through the UCSC International Office. They offer an in-house English exam. You'll be able to take that exam, and the UCSC International Office will be able to inform us regarding your English proficiency. So once again, you do have to prove your English proficiency, but you have two very convenient ways to prove so, either through standardized tests or through the in-house English exam offered through the UCSC International Office. So perfect, that's all on my end. I want to just take the time once again to thank you all for coming to learn more about UCLA and in particular our summer programs. If you have any questions after the Q&A portion, please feel free to email me. I'm always happy to talk to students. My email is tyeh@summer.ucla.edu. If you like this presentation and you want to stay on top of our upcoming virtual events, please feel free to scan the QR code or to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So what I'm going to do now is just open it up. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to type it out in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you.
Thank you so much, Timothy.
No problem, Kiara. I'm always happy to help.
So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's a great opportunity to have Timothy here. So
perfect. I'm always happy. I guess also to start off, I often get this question from students about, does attending UCLA summer sessions help if they want to come to UCLA for a graduate program later on? Very common question. And so I want to talk a little bit more about how UCLA proceeds with both undergraduate and graduate admissions. So at UCLA, we use what's called a holistic admissions approach. What that means is we're not just looking at your grades, we're not just looking at your extracurriculars, we're not just looking at your application essay, we're looking at all of those components to get a better sense of who you are as a student. As a result, one of the best things you can do if you want to come to our campus as a graduate student is take time to figure out what interests you have. Are you pursuing something in business, in finance, in law? If you've identified that interest, pursue a wide range of activities. So you take courses in law, you pursue activities in law like an internship, and you also pursue study abroad programs such as UCLA summer sessions. So programs like summer sessions are one part out of many components that make you a more competitive candidate, but it will not be the only reason you could be accepted to UCLA for an undergraduate or graduate program. Perfect. And I'm going to just wait a little bit more to see if any questions come in. I'm also going to type in my email, tyeh@summer.ucla.edu, if anybody has any questions after this. Perfect. All right, if you have any questions after the Q&A, please feel free to follow up with an email. I'm always happy to talk to students, in particular UCSC students. And I think that should be good on my end. Perfect. I'm gonna just wait just a little. Perfect. I have a question regarding, are there going to be any social activities? Excellent question. So yes, we are committed to having students feel incorporated to the UCLA campus. We do that through a variety of means. One of them is we actually host in-person social activities. Those include meet and greets. We've also done things in the past before where we screen a movie. You're able to meet your students that way. Another great thing about being on the campus that I think is so exciting, if you're living in the dorms, you have that day-to-day interaction. You're going to be talking to UCLA students, and you're going to be in the network of on-campus activities. Best way to describe that, we have two types of activities on our campus over the summer. One of them is hosted by our office, summer sessions, and the other is all of the activities that we have on UCLA over the summer. And those are everything related to fairs or resource centers. So yes, we will be hosting activities. Those might look a little bit different because of COVID. They might be a little bit smaller, but we will be there to ensure that you feel a part of this community. Perfect. Another question is it possible to come to UCLA to do thesis research? That's a great question. I think that would really depend on your own thesis research. I feel like that's a great question to ask your advisors at UCSC regarding your research, the topics that you have available. If you check in with your advisors and you see that there is possibly a course offered at UCLA that's aligned with your thesis, that could definitely work. In terms of specific research opportunities, 6 weeks over the summer is very, very short, and that's not enough time to do an independent research opportunity, but it is enough time to take an academic course and align that with whatever topics that you're covering for your thesis. Another topic that I have is how many courses can be taken per session? Great question. If you're coming in person to the UCLA campus due to visa regulations, you need to have at least 2 courses that you're taking. You can take up to 4 courses as an international visiting student. Do I recommend you to take 4 courses? No, that's a lot of work. I want you to enjoy your time in Los Angeles. In general, I recommend 2 to 3 courses for international students that come to our campus. If you want to take 4 courses, no problem. Feel free to check in with me. I'm more than happy to talk to the advisor and see if that will work out well with you as well too. But I want you to enjoy Los Angeles. It's a beautiful city and we have so many things for you to do over the summer. Perfect. Can you tell us a little bit more about the course Global Leadership Management and Marketing Strategy? Excellent question. I'm not able to pull up exact information, but what I would recommend for you, if you're interested in a particular course, go to the UCLA schedule of classes. And over there, you're going to be able to find a little bit about the course description. That's going to go over more regarding the course, the topics that are covered. And from there, you're going to be able to find a little bit more about the opportunities offered. I'm actually going to go back a slide just so you can find that link again. It's going to be this link right over here, I believe. Yes, right over here. This UCLA schedule of classes over here. I'm going to actually type it out as well too in that chat box. UCLA schedule of classes. This is going to be great for students that are just interested in learning more about a particular course. Keep in mind that right now, all of the courses listed are for summer 2021. Usually what happens is a large amount of these courses are offered again. We're expecting even more courses because we're offering everything in person, but this is where you're going to be able to find more information about a particular course. If you have more specific questions after you look through that, feel free to contact me and I'll be able to check in and answer any questions for you. All right, let me go back to the end. I'm going to answer another question as well too. Perfect. Another question is related to, can we decide courses from different facilities? Excellent question. Yes, you can take courses from different majors here on the UCLA campus. Let me give you some background about myself. I'm someone that has very diverse interests. When I was an undergraduate student, I actually changed my major 6 times. So I'm definitely somebody that likes to choose different interests. What I love about our system here at UCLA, you don't have to take all finance courses. You don't have to take all communication courses. You can take a finance course and you can take a dance class if that interests you. I actually encourage students, use your summer in Los Angeles to really explore your interests, whether it's inside of a classroom by taking 2 different courses, or whether it's taking the time to explore Hollywood and look at what type of opportunities are offered for you. Study abroad is an amazing experience, and I want you to really take advantage of that. So to answer that, yes, you're able to take courses in different areas. Another question that we have is, can we take part-time English courses during summer sessions? Great question. Yes, we actually offer ESL courses. If you're looking to just take courses to really improve your overall English abilities, we offer those under 2 areas. If you go to the schedule of classes, you'll see them under ESL, English as a second language, or just under English overall. For our ESL courses, if you wish to enroll in just 1 or 2 ESL courses, you do not need to prove your English proficiency. If you're taking a course though under English, you will still need to prove your English proficiency because those will be at a slightly higher, more advanced level. Great question. Perfect. Another question that I have, I love all these questions, is psychology. Are there any courses for me? Yes, actually, the UCLA psychology department is one of the largest psychology departments in the entire United States. We offer a wide variety of courses. What I do want to mention is I really encourage students, especially UCSC students, you are all so academically motivated. Definitely look at some of those more advanced level courses in psychology. We offer introductory level courses, but what I find is really interesting is taking those really specialized courses that we have at UCLA campus. If you go to the schedule of courses, you can actually search under, I believe, course subject under psychology, and it'll list all of the courses. Keep in mind, all of them offered right now are for summer 2021. On January 10th, we'll have all of them for summer 2022. Perfect. Is the general training IELTS accepted? Also, if I'm currently attending a major entirely taught in English, should I provide a certification? Great question. I do believe that we do accept the general training for the IELTS. That's something that I can definitely check in with my colleagues as well too. What I would also say as well too is you have a great resource with the UCSC International Office. They have an in-house English proficiency exam. You're able to take that with them as well too. What we do say though is that even though you're doing a major entirely taught in English in a foreign country, you are still required to prove your proficiency if you are not a resident of an English-speaking nation, unfortunately. But the great thing is you have two ways to prove that, through your test or through the UCSC International Office's in-house English exam. Perfect. And there's one more over there too. You received a grade for the CAE in 2017. Does that require a valid language requirement? That's a great question. Usually, if I'm correct, the standard how it's been like in UCLA at least has been 5 years is usually the area of acceptance in terms of exams. What I can do here too, though, is I'm going to check in with my colleagues about that exam over there. And what I'm going to do is I can let you know a little bit more regarding those validity dates as well too. I can let Kiara and her office know regarding the dates as well. If it's still valid, excellent, you can feel free to use that. If it's not valid, no problem whatsoever. You have a great resource with Kiara and her team by taking that in-house English exam, and they're going to be able to upload all documentation for you overall. Perfect. And with Carlo—
Sorry to interrupt you,
no problem.
Timothy. Just a quick thing. So I wanted to tell you guys that, of course, our website will be updated soon with all the information regarding requirements and prices, deadlines, and everything. So, of course, we will keep you updated. And there was a question related to accommodation.
Yes.
Okay, of course, the price of the housing it will be included. Okay, and the price, of course, will be published. Okay, soon, right?
Perfect. Kiara, thank you so much. Exactly. Kiara and her team are excellent resources. They'll be able to answer all your questions related to the ins and outs of applications and fees. So if you have any questions related to applications or fees, please feel free to contact the UCSC office. They're excellent and they're going to be on top of those for you as well. Perfect. I believe that I'm going to take one more question down here. The last question that I'll take will be related to how many courses are we allowed to attend during one session? Excellent question. You see, this is why I love UCSC students. You're motivated, you're ready. You can take as many courses as you would like. As someone that is coming to the United States to enjoy your time studying abroad as well too, I usually recommend 2 to 3 courses. 2 courses is going to be minimum in terms of satisfying any requirements related to your visa. 3 courses sometimes can be a little bit more time involved in studying, but it's still very manageable overall. When you start veering into 4 courses, it's a little bit more challenging because a lot of your time is going to be spent preparing for your courses and those exams as well too. My general recommendation, if you're interested, start with 2 courses. You can always add a course later on if you feel like you have more time, and it's just an easier process. But once again, no cap, although 2 to 3 is the recommended amount for all students overall. This is excellent. These are great questions overall. What I'm going to do once again is I'm going to type my email in the chat box, tyeh.summer.ucla.edu. And if you have any more questions about these programs, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to answer any questions for you. So once again, Kiara, thank you so much for allowing me to speak with UCSC students. It's always a pleasure to speak with your students.
Thank you so much for being here, really.
Perfect.
Being so helpful.
We are always happy to help. Well, everyone, thank you so much. I wish you all an excellent evening. And as it is right now in Italy, probably a good night. And I hope to see you all soon at UCLA in the near future.
See you soon, Timothy.
Perfect. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.